Welcome. Tonight we are going to travel far, far away. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Imagine we are traveling to the misty emerald hills of Nagaland, a place where the earth reaches up to touch the clouds. Here the mountains fold into one another like green velvet blankets. The air is cool, crisp, and smells of sweet pine and damp, rich earth. In a valley hidden between two great peaks lies the ancient village of Zunki. The houses are made of sturdy bamboo and wood, with roofs of dried thatch that look golden in the fading light of the sun. It is evening. The smoke from the hearth fires curls up into the twilight sky, painting soft gray ribbons against the deep indigo. In this village lived a young boy named Keitho. Keitho was not the strongest boy in Zunke, nor was he the fastest runner. But Keitho had a gift. He knew how to listen, while the other children played loud games in the village square. Keitho would sit by the edge of the terrace fields, whittling small pieces of bamboo and listening to the wind. He learned the songs of the crickets. He learned the rhythm of the raindrops falling on broad banana leaves. And from a single hollowed piece of bamboo, Keitho crafted a flute. When he played it, the notes were so soft, so pure, that even the birds would stop their singing to listen. One evening, as the moon began to rise, a great glowing pearl in the sky, a worried murmur moved through the village. The villagers heard of Mython had not returned. The Mython is a magnificent creature. It is the gentle giant of the Naga Hills, with large, calm eyes and beautifully curved horns. They are the pride of the village, bringing peace and prosperity. Usually, as the sun sets, the Mython wander back from the forest to rest safely near the homes. But tonight, the mountain paths were empty. The elders gathered around the central fire. "They have wandered too deep into the whispering woods," said the oldest man, his voice like the rustling of dry leaves. "The fog is rolling in. We cannot send out a search party tonight. We might lose our way." Keitho stood at the edge of the firelight. He felt a tug in his heart. The whispering woods were vast and full of ancient forest spirits. The Mython would be frightened. Quietly, without waking his parents, Keitho slipped his bamboo flute into his woven sash. He took a small lantern, though he knew he would not light it unless he had to. He knew the paths not by sight, but by sound and feeling. He stepped out of the village. The night wrapped around him like a soft, cool cloak. As Keitho entered the whispering woods, the trees grew taller, their branches tangling together to form a canopy that blocked out most of the moonlight. The forest was breathing. You could hear it in the gentle sway of the giant ferns and the soft shishi of the bamboo leaves brushing against one another. The forest was dark, but it was not scary. It was a sleepy dark. The moss under Keitho's bare feet was like a plush carpet, cushioning every step. He walked for what felt like hours, his eyelids growing heavy, but his purpose keeping him moving forward. Suddenly the path was blocked by a thick thicket of glowing blue orchids. Sitting upon the largest orchid was the spirit of the bamboo. It looked like a tiny glowing creature made of green light and dewdrops. "Who walks in the woods when the moon is high?" the spirit asked, its voice like water tinkling over smooth stones. "It is Catho," the boy whispered. "I am looking for the gentle Mython. They are lost, and it is time for them to sleep." The spirit tilted its head. "The woods are deep, little one. The paths twist and turn. To pass the glowing orchids, you must give the forest a gift." Catho did not have gold or food. He only had his flute. Slowly, he raised the bamboo instrument to his lips. He closed his eyes and thought of the sleepy mist that rolls over the Juku Valley. He thought of the gentle rise and fall of his mother's chest when she slept. And then he blew softly. The melody that floated from the flute was a lullaby. It was a song of quiet streams and resting birds. The notes wrapped around the glowing blue orchids. As Catho played, the flowers slowly closed their petals, drifting into a deep slumber. The thicket parted, opening a clear, soft path for Catho to walk through. "A beautiful gift," the spirit murmured, already half asleep itself. "Follow the silver stream, Catho." Catho walked on, the gentle music still echoing in his own mind. He felt tired, so wonderfully tired, but he knew he was getting closer. He came to the edge of a stream, but this stream did not run with water. It ran with liquid starlight, reflecting the whole galaxy on its surface. Sitting on a mossy boulder beside the stream was a massive bird. It was the great hornbill, the guardian of the skies, its magnificent yellow and black beak tucked under its wing. Catho's soft footsteps woke the grand bird. It blinked its large, wise eyes. "Little traveler," the hornbill said, its voice deep and resonant, vibrating like a low drum, "why are you not in your bed? The world is resting." "I am looking for the Mathan," Catho replied softly, struggling to keep a yawn from escaping. "They cannot find their way home in the dark." The hornbill stretched its wings. "I have seen them from the sky before the sun set. They are resting in the Cave of Echoes just across the star stream. But the stream is too wide for a boy to cross." Catho looked at the shimmering water. He felt a wave of peacefulness wash over him just looking at it. "I can carry you," the hornbill offered softly, "but you must promise to play your flute. The starlight stream is restless tonight, and I need its waters to calm so I may fly low." Catho nodded heavily. He climbed onto the warm, feathered back of the great bird. He raised his flute again. This time he played a song that sounded like a slow heartbeat. Thump, thump, thump. As they glided over the water, the music settled the ripples. The starlight became a perfect glass-like mirror. Catho leaned his head against the hornbill's soft feathers, feeling the gentle rhythmic flap of its wings, up and down, like a heavy, peaceful breath. The hornbill set Catho down gently on a bed of soft clover. There the bird whispered, pointing with its beak to a large dark opening in the side of the mountain. "The Cave of Echoes. Walk softly, Catho." Catho thanked the bird and walked into the cave. It was warm inside, insulated from the night chill. As his eyes adjusted, he saw them. The entire herd of Methan was gathered together. They were lying down, their massive bodies rising and falling in deep, slow breaths. But they were tossing their heads, their ears twitching. The cave of echoes was amplifying the sounds of the night, the howling wind outside, the distant rumble of thunder, and it was keeping the gentle beasts from truly resting. They were anxious. Catho knew what he had to do. He didn't need to lead them home tonight. The journey was too far and the night too deep. He just needed to help them sleep. He would lead them home in the morning light. He sat down on a smooth stone in the center of the herd. The largest Mitone, the leader, opened a large dark eye and looked at the boy. Catho reached out and gently stroked the coarse, warm hair on the beast's forehead. Then he put the flute to his lips for the final time tonight. He played the slowest, softest song he had ever played. It was a song that had no ending, just a continuous, gentle loop of sound. Because they were in the cave of echoes, the music did not fade. It bounced gently off the walls, multiplying, filling the entire cave with a blanket of pure, soothing sound. It drowned out the wind. It drowned out the thunder. It replaced all fear with comfort. One by one, the mighty Mithons stopped tossing their heads. Their large eyes blinked, heavy with sleep, and finally closed shut. The tension left their massive shoulders. They let out long, deep sighs of contentment. Sigh. Catho felt his own eyes growing impossibly heavy. His hands lowered the flute to his lap. He leaned back against the warm, sturdy side of the lead Mithon. It felt like leaning against a living, breathing mountain. The warmth of the animals enveloped him. The soft echoes of his own lullaby wrapped around his mind. Far away, back in the village of Sunchki, the elders felt a sudden peace settle over the valley. The wind died down. The fog rested quietly on the hills. They knew in their hearts that the herd was safe. And so, Catho slept. The Mithons slept. The great hornbills slept by the stream of stars, and the glowing orchids slept in the whispering woods. Everything in the world is still. Everything is quiet. Everything is at peace. It is time to rest now. Let the mist roll over the green hills of your mind. Let the gentle songs of the bamboo flute carry you away. Sleep now. Deep, peaceful, dreaming sleep. Good night.